Okay, folks, I think we will get going. From what I can see, we are live on YouTube. We have a good, decent number of singers in the call, and I've got a few people queued up to sing to begin with. So, welcome, one and all. Can you give me a little wave? I have you on gallery view there. I can see most of you. Wonderful. So, like we say, this is the inaugural Séamus Ennis Arts Centre Zoom singing sessions. I want to say a huge thanks to Shane for setting this up and for asking me to help out. My name is Macdara. I will be your MC, Farity, BSer for the evening. Please be patient with me. As you can see, everybody here is muted to begin with. This is to avoid any audio chaos which can ensue on these calls very often. With that, this is very much new and developing technology. We're all just going to try be patient and bear with the technology as much as possible. There may be glitches, it may be slow, we may have a minute to unmute people. We'll get there in the end. We've done a bunch of these so far and they always seem to work out somewhere close to the end. Yeah, what I'm going to do is, as we go through this session, I'm going to ask people individually. I'm going to send them a little message and see if they want to sing. We've about 31 on the call now. I'm hopeful we can get to everybody in the 3 hour period. But if for some reason we don't get to you, please don't take it personally. It's just a time constraints thing, and we'll do our absolute best to reach anybody. If for some reason I can't get you in a private message or you don't see it in time, please don't be surprised if you're asked to sing. I'll try not to catch people on the hop, but sometimes the technology doesn't allow for that either. The final thing before we get going is use this chat down here. If we can't converse interpersonally or give people praise, the chat's the best way to do it. Tell people that you love their songs. Maybe if someone has a question about a song someone's singing, the origins of it or whatever, you can put that down in the chat as well. That's lots of fun. You can also do a bit of good-natured slagging in the chat as well. That's always a bit of humour and a bit of fun as they go along. So I have queued up three singers to begin. They are Mick Keeley from the rolling hills of Tala. Then we'll have Nora Rhodes from the United States, and we'll have Ciara McGleenan from Armagh, a great cross-section of some of the wonderful people we have with us now. And before we do, if you have a beverage near you, oh God, I don't, but if you do have a beverage, please raise it to the camera there, and we'll have a nice little toast to all of you. Good health, good singing. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Look at you all. Great. All right, I'm going to unmute Mick Keeley, and no better man to kick off a night of singing. Mick, can you hear me?
Yeah, Darren, thanks very much.
Go for it.
Thank you. As Dara said, I'm from Tala, born and reared, and still live here in Tala. And one of the reasons it's a great song, one of the reasons I like it is because it mentions a few places in Tala. Well, there's not many songs that do. But this is I suppose you'd say it's a tongue-in-cheek lament to Padder Kearney. Well, crowd in you brave who breast away and listen to my wail. 'Twas not so weird was ever heard before in the niche vale. 'Twill make you weep and gnash your teeth and turn your heart to stone. Poor Kearney's Christ, gone west deceased, and left for parts unknown. We've searched in vain from Watery Lane to the wilds of Inchicore. The seventh loch conceals him not, nor far Clondalkin's shore. Your aunt may sigh and pipe her eye, and speak in whispered tones, for Kearney slick has cut his stick, and left for parts unknown. No more he'll breast a cuckoo's nest, or ramble in old Bon. The dodder trout can venture out, their poaching foe is gone. No more he'll gush poetic slush, while tortured tipplers moan. Be book or crook, he slung his hook, and left for parts unknown. Now every day I draw me pay, and wander far and near. I lap up stout till bloated out, to see if I can hear. Be any chance where Kearney haunts, or where he might sojourn. 'Cause I'll tell you boys, I'll be surprised if he does not return. Now there's something new I hope 'tis true to lift our hearts once more. For Kearney knew a lad or two beat Dolphin's barn shore. And they all say that knew his ways if Kearney wants a jar. There's little doubt his ghost hangs out inside the Grafton bar. So heave yo ho, me hearty boys, and swiftly anchor way, and guide a horse upon its course to Portobello Bay. And when she's tied, no time will bide, but haste be bus and car, to drink a toast with Kearney's ghost inside the Grafton bar. Let's all drink a toast with Kearney's ghost inside the Grafton bar. You know,
Mighty stuff, Mick Keeley. Thanks so much. You know, I'm right here in the inner city by Dorset Street, and I walk past the Patrick Kearney Memorial where he came from almost every day, and I never tire of hearing that song. And as far as I know, Mick, you're the only person who sings it. Great stuff. Okay, we're going to move on now to young Nora Rhodes over in the United States. I won't embarrass her by saying her age, but let's just say if all the young singers sound like Nora and are as enthusiastic as Nora, the song tradition is in very safe hands. Nora, can you hear me?
Yes.
And we can hear you in your own time, please.
All right, thank you. And thank you so much for inviting me. Yes, I'm so happy to see all of you. So I thought I'd sing the Lowlands of Holland, and I learned this version from Kathy Jordan at Swananoa, which is a program in North Carolina a few years ago now. On the night that I was married, and on my marriage bed, up came a bold sea captain, and stood at my bed head, saying, "Arise, arise, you wedded man, and come along with me to the lowlands of Holland to fight the enemy. Oh, Holland is a wondrous place, and on it grows much grain. It is a place of residence for a soldier to remain, where the wild flowers grow plentiful, with fruit on every tree. But the lowlands of Holland lie between my love and me. They took my love on board a ship of noble fame, with 24 soldiers to sail across the main. Oh, the storms they then began to roar, and the seas began to shout. And then my love and his gallant ship were so sorely tossed about. Says the mother to the daughter, "What makes you so lament? Is there ne'er a man in Ireland to please your discontent? Oh, there's many enough in Ireland, but not a one for me, for I only no shoe, nor stocking, nor comb put in my hair. No fire bright or candlelight shall show my beauty rare, nor will I wed with any man until the day I die, since the lowlands of Holland lie between my love and I. Thank you.
Lovely, Nora. Great stuff. Thanks so much for joining us. Okay, I would feel sorry for anyone having to follow that, except our next singer is more than well able. We've had a few singers from South Armagh in these sessions, and very often some of these people don't get to mix because they live in different places. But it seems every call we've had so far, the South Armaghians come in and put us all to shame. So I'm more than happy to introduce Ciara McGlynn. Ciara, can you hear me?
I can.
I hope you weren't too embarrassed by that introduction now.
Well, I'm not from South Armagh, but I'll let you will.
Typical Dubliner. We just think they're all the same. But a wonderful singer, no less. In your own time.
Thank you. Come all you weary bachelors, and be advised by me. I tell you, shun night rambling, likewise bad company. I lived as happy as a prince when I lived in the north, but the forest of my misfortunes was to list in the Black Horse. It'd been on a certain Tuesday, to Galway I did go. I met with a light officer, which proved my overthrow. I met with Sergeant Hutchison in a market going down. Said he, young man, would you enlist and be a light dragoon? Oh no, kind sir, a soldier's coat with me would not agree, and neither would I by myself part from my liberty. I live as happy as a prince, my mind does tell me so, and I'm straight away bound for Armagh town, my shuttle for to throw. Well, are you in a hurry, and are you going away? Oh, won't you stop and listen to these words I'm going to say? Oh, do you live far off this place? The same I'd like to know. Your name, kind sir, if you'd be pleased, tell me before you go. Well, I am in a hurry, and my dwelling is far off. My house and habitations 6 miles below Armagh. Charles Egan is my name, town I came. I ne'er intend to do a deed, or yet deny my name. Says he, now my friend Charlie, perhaps you could do worse than to come away along with me and list in the Black Horse. Now with all his kind persuasion, with him I did agree, and it is farewell to Armagh boys, and likewise to liberty. So farewell, honoured father, likewise my mother too. Farewell, loving sisters, I have no one but you. As I ride down through Carlow town, you'll all run in my mind, and it is farewell to Armagh and the gear I left behind.
Mighty stuff, Ciara. Absolutely wonderful. Okay, well, now to move on to someone who certainly is in South Armagh, and I know that for a fact, Mick Dunn, but rather interestingly, Mick Dunn is a Dublin man on the run. Mick, can you hear me?
I can, yeah.
Would you give us a song from South Armagh? Well, it doesn't have to be from South Armagh, but could it be sung from South Armagh?
I'll sing a song from South Armagh. It's not about South Armagh, yeah. Okay.
In your own time.
I'm going to rob one of Dave O'Connor's songs. He's not on here, no?
He will be shortly, I think.
Oh, will he? Well, you snooze, you lose. I'm not singing Dave's song. Let me see. If a respite you'd borrow from turmoil and sorrow, I'll tell you the secret of how it is done. 'Tis found in the statement of all the excitement that Belliestown knows when the races come on. Make one of a party whose spirits are hearty, get a seat on a trap that is fit not to spill, and it's well pack a hamper than offer a scamper, and to raff of the glories of a Belliestown hill. On the road how they dash on rank beauty and fashion, it Banagher bangs by a table of war, from the coach of the quality down to the jollity, jogging along in an low-backed car. Those straw cushions are placed 2 feet thick at least, it's jigging and the jumping to mollify still. The cheeks of me Nelly are shaken like jelly from the jolting she gets as she jogs to the hill. In the tents play the pipers, the fiddlers and fifers, those rollicking lilts such as Ireland best knows. While Paddy is prancing, his Colleen is dancing, demure with her eyes quite intent on his toes. More power to you, Mickey, fate your foot isn't sticky, but bounds from the boards like a pay from the quill. At would cure a rheumatic, he'd jump up ecstatic at Tatterjack Walsh upon a Belliestown hill. Oh, 'tis there neath the haycocks, all splendid like paycocks, in chattering groups that the quality dines. Cross-legged like tailors sit gentlemen dailers, in flattery spout and come out mighty fine. And the gentry from Navan and Cavan are having, neath the shade of the tree, an Acadian quadrille. All we read in the pages of pastoral ages tell of no scene like this upon a Belliestown hill. But hark, there's a shout and the horses are out. Long the rope of the stand walked a hullabaloo. To old Crocker fodder the people that dot the broad plateau around are all in for a view. Come Ned, me tight fellow, I'll bet on the yellow. Success to the green, faith we'll stick by it still. The uplands and hollows, they're skimming like swallows, till they flash past the post upon Belliostown Hill. There we go.
Up. Wonderful stuff.
You can tell Dave was hanging in case he had it in mind himself. He's on live.
He did get in touch. Maybe he's having some technical issues. I might text him in a while, but he'll be here eventually. I tell you what, I won't even warn him. I'll just embarrass him. I'll let him go ahead and sing that song without any warning at all. Okay, we're gonna move down to the oh dear, 1 second here. We're gonna move down to the Fortune and Lambert clan. I think you're unmuted now, Aileen, are you?
I think so.
Wonderful stuff. We have Aileen Lambert here with Nellie Fortune. The Lamberts and Fortunes are raising up a fine gaggle of young singers at the moment, and there's one here for us, Nellie. Give us a song, ladies, in your own time.
I'm going to start by showing you a drawing that Nellie just did. Can you see it there?
You can indeed.
The frog and the mouse. No better introduction. You ready? Yeah. Pull up a little bit, Pat. Oh. You all right?
Yeah.
Okay there?
Yeah.
Jolly frog lived in a well, hi ho, legum taddy, and a merry mouse in a mill, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. He said, a courtin I will call, hi ho, legum taddy. So off he rode to Miss Mousie's hall, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. Lady Mouse, oh, will you marry me? Hi ho, legum taddy. As me uncle rat, says she, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. Lady Mouse, where will the wedding be? Hi ho, legum taddy. Up in the top of a holly tree, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. The first one in was the honey bee, hi ho, legum taddy, with his bagpipes on his knee, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. Bedad, said the frog, we're in good cheer, hi ho, legum taddy. Now all we need is dancers here, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. The first one in was
In comes the butterfly.
in comes the butterfly, hi ho, legum taddy. Danced until he broke his tie, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. In comes the neighbour's cat, hi ho, legum taddy. He swallowed the mouse and ate the rat, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. The honey bee ran up the wall, hi ho, legum taddy. Says he, are you going to ate us all? Fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. This gave the frog a terrible fright, hi ho, legum taddy. He picked on his hat and he said good night, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. But as the frog was crossing the brook, hi ho, legum taddy, a lily white duck came and gobbled him up, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy. So that was the end of 1, 2, 3. Hi ho, legum taddy. The frog and the rat and the little mousie, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy, fal-de-deedlum durinaddy.
Yo! Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Absolutely mighty and well represented. Aileen, if you're going to hang on a bit longer, we'll get a song from you as well as we go on. But Nelly, that was wonderful. Keep at it. Okay, we're going to go over to some local gnawlers here. Killian Ford is the name, but I believe it's Alison Ford we're going to hear from. Alison, I think you may have to unmute yourself. Are you open there?
Yeah, I think so.
We have you. You're most welcome, Alison. Had I known you were from the Knoll, I would have started with you to get some local representation, but we have you here now, in your own time.
Sing a song called Erin's Lovely Lee. On March the 6th, 1069, we sailed from Queenstown Gate. Those Fenian boys from Erin's Isle, bound for America, whilst journeying with this happy band, as you may plainly see, we were forced to go from sweet Clara down Erin's lovely Lee. For 6 long weeks we plowed the sea, from Queenstown, Kay and Cork, just like an arrow threaded there, till you landed in New York. Those Yankee boys with stars and stripes, crying, flocking round to see a gallant band of Fenian lads from Erin's lovely Lee. And one of them stepped up to me and asked me, did I know the green woods of Tipperary are the glen of Arlow? Or could I tell where Curly fell, his native land to free? Or the tower that Captain Mackay sacked down Erin's lovely Lee? Yes, I can tell where Crowley fell. 'Twas in Kilclooney Wood. And the Captain Mackay said, 'twas by his side I stood. When he gave the word, he raised the cry, which made the tyrant frown. And we raised the green flag o'erhead, the harp without the crown. The next thing that he asked me was where young Wolfton's body lay. Or could I tell where Curly fell, his native land to free? Or did I know of Baldur, the Wicklow mountain line, or the 3 Manchester martyrs, Alan Larkin and O'Brien? And I was leaving Ireland, we came through sweet Kildare. And if I do not mistake, Wolfton is lying there, whilst journeying round through Dublin town, we passed Glasnevin too. It's there bold Robert Emmet lies, a patriot loyal and true. So now I'm tired of roving, and the seas we cross o'er, to feel the clasp of honest hands when I return once more. When I go home to sweet Clara, the boys welcome me, and how to float our Fenian boat down Erin's lovely.
Mighty stuff. I wouldn't like to speak on behalf of the man, but I can only imagine Séamus Ennis would be very proud to have singers of that quality up in his neck of the woods. Gorgeous stuff.
Baby.
Alison, thank you very much. Okay, Thomas chun dul huas go dul suas go tir chonel Muireann Dara Will Dara and will to own.
Hello, Macdara. Good dream with Tashiv. Suligam Ghost. Why?
Thomas, come on. Will our answer?
So I'm going to do the old cross of our bow. So tough act to follow some great singers tonight. Well done to you all. Very well, my native green-clad hills. Very well, my shamrock lanes. Ye verdant praise of sweet Loughney, and your silvery winding streams, though far from home in green Tyrone, the florid oft I praise, that adorns you, Killycolby, where I spent my youthful days. Shall I ever stray by the washing bay, the weary trout to coy, or cast my line on an evening fine round the green shores of my joy? Shall I e'er behold Shane's castle bold, or look on Mazarin? Shall my cot ever land on the banks of the Bann, Coney Island, or Ross King? Shall my oar ever rest on your wild waves' crest, or again see the salmon play? While sailing o'er from Tyrone's green shore, bound for sweet Antrim Bay, will an autumn gale e'er fill my sail, or a dim declining moon see me tempest tossed o'er the shores of Doss, or the raging bay of Toon? Shall I ever rove by Belmont's grove, or Cranmen's lofty hills, or hear again the fairy tale of the rath behind the mill. Will the nightingale that charms the vale by me be heard no more? As I watched at eve the wild drake leave for the bogs of sweet Dromore. Oh, the friends I have in America have all that heart desires, and our pockets filled with dollar bills, and we'll dress in grand attire. But I'd give it all for one country ball beside the old hearthstone, in a cottage near to Loch Ness so dear, my own, my native home. And since, alas, I some year must pass, I will toast that beautiful isle, that short or long, o'er this land of song, a star of peace might shine. May plenty bloom from the ban to tomb, that the shamrock yet might grow. Green o'er my grave by Loch Ness way, near the old cross of our bow. Cormaigh.
Mighty stuff. And not only are you a great singer, Dara, you're clearly a trendsetter as well. There's a few comments here saying you're bringing back the Clancy Brothers look. I absolutely love it. Wonderful singing, wonderful style. Great stuff. Okay, we're going to move over to a stalwart, a well-travelled singing session enthusiast, Mr. Séamus Shields, who also runs the Fown online magazine. Séamus, is there a new edition of Fown out now?
Well, since the crisis, as they say, Fawn as I call it, because I have Ulster Irish, or Muireann. It's now an online. It's now a website, an always-on website. So we found that we thought it would be unsustainable to try and just stick to the quarterly schedule that we had going before, because things are happening so quickly now. Sessions are being created on an even more spontaneous basis, if you like, than they were in the past, as well as all the other events being cancelled and rearranged and so on. So in order to kind of keep some kind of handle on all of that stuff, we decided we'd dispense with the magazine style, and it's now an online website, but with all of the characteristics, if you like, of the magazine. So there are long form articles, short newsy articles, reviews, gig reviews, album reviews, all that kind of stuff. So new and improved fun.
Perfect. What are you going to sing for us?
Well, at a session I was at last night, which I think one or two people here were at last night, the Colleen session, Will Noble, who's an English singer, sang a song called The Brown Hare of Whitebrook. And that put me in mind of another hare from England, from that tradition. It's the white hare of Howden. So that's what I'm proposing to sing. And like in the case of Will's song last night, the hare in this version escapes. So this is the Waterson's version, where the hare escapes. Martin Carthy, I think, sings a version where the hair gets caught. But I don't think it actually makes sense in terms of the song, as you'll hear, I hope. Anyway, so this is the White Hare of Howden. Near Howden town, as I have heard them tell, there once was a white hare that used therefore to dwell. She's a been hunted by beagles and by greyhounds so rare, but there ne'er was one amongst them could get near the old white hare. With me right fall the diddle, all in a right fall the day. They went to the place where the white hare used to lie. They uncoupled the beagles and beginning her to try. They uncoupled the beagles and they beat the bushes round, but there was ne'er a white hare, not there to be found. With me right fall the diddle, all in a right fall the day. Now Jim Smith the huntsman and Tom the whipper in went down to yonder fern side to see if she be in. With that she took a jump, me boys, and away she did run, and yonder she is going, don't you see her, gentlemen? With me right fall the diddle, all in a right fall the day. Oh, the footmen they did run, and the huntsmen they did ride, such hollering and shouting there was on every side, such hollering and shouting I never before have known, and all of them were crying tally-ho, tally-ho. With me right fall the diddle, all in a right fall the day. Both horse and foot they did unto the place draw nigh, thinking that the white hare was going for to die. But she jumped out of the bushes, boys, and over Howden hill, and the greyhounds and the beagles, they were one short in the kill. With me right fall the diddle, all in a right fall the day. Near Howden town, and I has heard them tell, there once was a white hare that used therefore to dwell. She's a been hunted by beagles, a by greyhounds so rare, but there ne'er was one amongst them could get near the old white hare. With me right fall the diddle, all in a right fall the day. With me right fall the diddle, all in a right fall the day. With me right fall the diddle, all in a right fall the day. With me right fall the diddle, all in a right fall the day. Sinead.
Mighty stuff, Séamus. You might let us know how will we reach the Fawn website, or Fawn website as you call it?
It's reasonably easy to remember. Just www.fawn.online.
Perfect. Great stuff. All right, we're going to move on now to Colleen Savage. Colleen, can you hear me, or can you unmute yourself? Can you hear me, Colleen?
Yeah, I hear you now. Yeah. Can you hear me okay?
We can hear you perfect, loud and clear. We can see you as well. We're most happy to have you. Are you going to give us a song?
I am. I'm nervous, but I'm going to go for it anyway.
I was explaining to Colleen, said she's among friends here and there's no standard set, just squealamaka, you'll be grand.
All right, no bother. On Slieve Collion's gentle slopes I came, the heather brown, the granite plain, the storm clouds raging o'er our vale, just as in life's long span. The history that's unknown to me, of men enslaved and of men free, it never was a mystery to this mountain of the Gale. From the cairn on this fine mountain, on a clear and sunny day, you can see as far as Wicklow, or behind you to Loch Ness, and Scotland's far off distant shore, to proud Slieve Bloom near Tullamore, round South Armagh, where ancient law is based all around Slieve Cullen. Cross her long side, Hugh Holland's stride took him to victory. The gallows glass through her woods did pass to set the brown bull free. Said Tanta's joy when, as a boy, he hurled beneath her snow. And the lake on top that will never drop banished young Finn's hope. It was on her slope the poet wrote on Johnston of the Fuse. But a story rang to a wilder rang when O'Doherty heard the news that the poet bard James Murphy was to be hung on high. By Johnston's head and the jilted maid, on the scaffold he would die. On Callevy's side there is no pride in the landlords who lived there. On the penal days there is no praise, no tenants did they spare. While further down the Clonrise banks, tall basted ships they lay, to transport their human cargo to the shores of Botany Bay. O'er Dunreevy wood this mountain stood, a wood that is no more. It had stretched then from Crossmaglen to Rostrever's mooring shore. But to keep the English man o'er afloat upon the sea, they cut down all their tall oaks, so their own oaks might grow free. And not alone their tall oaks, they cut down our young men, who in '88 hid on her slopes that they might rise again. But now today we're steadfast and we're not inclined to roam, while we live within the shadow of our lovely mountain home. Sinead.
Well, I don't have a clue, Colleen, what on earth it was you were nervous about, but I'll chalk that up to the typical the Irish sort of self-deprecating thing. But that was absolutely mighty, nonetheless. We're going to move on now to Rachel Ealon, a woman who's been very busy all throughout this pandemic, giving lots of great online content. Are you well, Rachel?
I'm good, Darren. And you?
I'm doing pretty okay. Will you give us a song?
Yeah, I would. I would love to. Thanks a million.
All right.
Great to see everybody. I'll sing a lament on Bajinvara. Iskaso govetu no govetu on ground. Don schnok tag frasa. Should forgive Mary sing ye on no our village do Moireann. For the Lowlands legend, so veil not draw. Waiting for more should huggy Mary Kearney sing your love. Tommy Shattershaw is Color. Moireann is more for Dracard. So veil not draw. Should huggy Mary Kearney sing your love. Sinead?
My Niramu Ray Dushin. Beautiful, beautiful stuff, Rachel. Thank you so much. Okay, we are going to move swiftly on to Bill Dunlap. Gina Dunlap, his partner, was with us, but she had to leave, unfortunately. Bill, are you there?
I am.
Can you? Where are you calling? We can hear you fine, Bill. Where are you calling from?
We're at home in Connecticut, in the U.S.
Well, we're very, very glad to have you.
Long time. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. Well, we're very happy to have you, and you might let us know how things are there, and give us a song in your own time.
Alrighty. Well, actually, things are very quiet here. Things are just starting to reopen. Not fast enough for some people, way too fast for others. So it's just the usual complaining in both directions. This is a song we used to hear all the time in Irish pubs in the United States. I haven't heard it in years. I don't know whether it disappeared in Ireland the way it seems to have over here. But at any rate, it was always one of my favorites. A hungry feeling came o'er me stealing, and the mice were squealing in my prison cell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Oh, to start the morning, the warden bawling, get up out of bed and clean out your cell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Oh, the screw was peeping and the lag was sleeping as he lay weeping for his girl Sal. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. On a fine spring evening, the lag lay dreaming, and the seagulls were wheeling high above the wall. And that old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Oh, the wind was sighing and the day was dying, as the lag lay crying in his prison cell. And the old triangle went jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. In the women's prison, there are 70 women, and I wish it was with them that I did dwell. Then that old triangle could go jingle jang. Sorry. Then the old triangle could go jingle jangle all along the banks of the Royal Canal. Sinead.
Mighty stuff altogether, Bill. Thanks so much for being with us. We are going to move over now. Yeah, this is fitting now. We're going to move over to Tom Finn, who is another great interpreter of the Bean canon and songbook, though no pressure for him to sing one of those songs. Tom, are you there? Oh, I think you have to allow the unmuting, Tom, if you can do that. You're there,
Hi,
Tom.
can you hear me?
We can indeed.
Yeah, can you hear me okay?
Yep, loud and clear. In your own time.
Okay, good. All right, I've got a wee Scottish love song, a little lively number called Heather Down the Moor. One morn in May, when flowers were gay, serene and pleasant was the weather, I spied a lass, and a very bonny lass, she was tripping the dew down from the heather down the moor. In among the heather, o'er the moor, and through the heather, I spied a lass, and a very bonny lass, she was tripping the dew down from the heather down the moor. Barefooted was she, and comely dressed, and on her head neither cap nor feather, but a plaid hung neatly round her waist as she tripped through the blooming heather down the moor. In among the heather, o'er the moor, and through the heather, but a plaid hung neatly round her waist as she tripped through the blooming heather down the moor. I stepped up to this fair maid, come tell me, love, whence come you hither? She answered me, down by the bonny burnside, I am herding all my ewes together down the moor. In among the heather, o'er the moor, and through the heather, she answered me, down by the bonny burnside, I am herding all my ewes together down the moor. I courted her that livelong day, my heart was light as any feather, until the beams of the red setting sun came shining down in among the heather down the moor. In among the heather, o'er the moor, and through the heather, until the beams of the red setting sun came shining down in among the heather down the moor. She said, young man, I must away, my ewes are straying from each other, but I'm as loath to part with you as the bonny wee lambs are to part with their mother down the moor. In among the heather, o'er the moor, and through the heather, but I'm as loath to part with you as the bonny wee lambs are to part with their mother down the moor. So up she got and away she went, her name and place I could not gather, but if I were a king I'd make her a queen, the bonny lass I met in among the heather down the moor. In among the heather, o'er the moor, and through the heather, but if I were a king I'd make her a queen, the bonny lass I met in among the heather down the moor. Do you know well? You're muted, Darrell.
You can hear me now, can you?
Yeah.
Buttons were playing with me there. Mighty stuff, Tom. We can always count on you
Cheers.
to rouse a few souls. We're going to move up now. Going to move now to a singer that I consider a Fermanagh singer, though I've had some arguments with some Leitrim people that claim she's a Leitrim singer, and I believe she lives these days somewhere around Sligo, so perhaps she can clear up where exactly she comes from, or not, if the case may be, but a national treasure in my opinion. Will you please welcome Rosie Stewart? And after Rosie, we're going to go over to our special guest for the first session. Rosie, are you there?
Can you hear me, Dara?
We can indeed.
Yes. So, I am Fermanagh, born and bred, and I have always lived in Fermanagh, apart from a very brief sojourn in London back in the 70s. I'm Fermanagh. So, but I'm going to sing a Tyrone song. The dawn was springing, fresh and fair, the lark sang in the sky. The maid, she bound her golden locks with a love light in her eye. Who beyond yon high green woods awaiting her with joy? Oh, who but gallant Reynardine on the mountains of Pomeroy? An outlawed man in a land forlorn, he's gone to turn and fly. But I kept the flag of freedom safe upon the mountain high. My love, she said, I am so afraid of my kinsman's hate for you. They have traced you by the lonely paths and all the valleys through. My kinsman frown when you are named, your life they would destroy. Ah, beware, they say, of a Reynardine on the mountains of Pomeroy. My love, don't feed your fear or heed your kinsman's hate for me. No tyrant's thought shall e'er befall the arm that will be free. Or to leave your home and kin and come where the lark is in the sky, and with my gun I will guard you on the mountains of Pomeroy. The maiden rose and swiftly fled from her cruel kin and home. And bright the flood and rosy red the tumbling torrents foam. But a mist came down and a storm came on, and it all around us dry. And a pale round a bright Reynardine on the mountains of Pomeroy. An outlawed man in a land forlorn, he scorned to turn and fly. But I kept the flag of freedom safe upon the mountains high.
Mighty, mighty, absolutely. Oh, just wonderful. Whatever clod of turf you claim, Rosie, you're an absolutely mighty singer. and we're delighted to have you. And I'm glad for our sake that London wasn't for you somewhere down the line. In any case, I'll stop embarrassing you now. It is just that time to move on to our special guest. Just before we do, I'll let you know that after Muireann sings, we're going to do about 20 minutes of this. We're just going to have about a 5-minute chat break where I'll unmute everybody and you can have a bit of a chat or go to the bathroom or refill your glass, whatever it is. But in the meantime, please allow me to introduce Muireann Nic Amhlaoibh, one of the singers that's just ubiquitous throughout Ireland. One of the first names you think of when you think of Irish traditional singing. She's coming to us live from West Kerry, which she tells me is not the worst place in the world to be cocooning or social isolating. And she sings many songs from that region, but is not limited to or defined by it either. Muireann, are you there? You may have to unmute yourself, Muireann. Muireann, do we have you?
Hi. How are you? Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear. How's all down there?
Oh, I'm enjoying the session, lads. Thanks a million. Great songs and some familiar faces there. Brilliant to hear Rosie. My God, that's a great way to get me nervous before singing for you. Good job, Macdara. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So will I just take it away with a
Take it away. We'll get 20 minutes from you now. I won't bother interrupting you. It's your 20 minutes, and then we'll come back to you a bit later on after that as well.
Okay, no bother. Okay, hi Rachel. How are you? So most of my songs are in Irish, so I'm going to sing maybe a little bit of both. But this is a song I've been singing since lockdown a bit because it's called An Ráise an Garrig, and it's about someone who's separated from someone they love, and they're saying, you know, have you seen her or have you seen him, and are they as tormented as I am? And I know there's many people like that who are missing someone so dearly, and it's just kind of struck a chord with me lately. And of course, long ago, this song was sung as a kind of a way, there was a code involved. So the first verse is, were you at the rock and did you see my true love? Is that person as tormented and heartbroken as I am? And then the second verse, there's an answer to that. And if you say, yes, I was there and I did see your love, well, that meant that mass was happening at the Mass Rock, because in penal times you weren't allowed to have, Catholicism wasn't allowed to be practiced. So apparently back in the day, there was £30 offered for the head of a priest, which was the same price as was offered for that of a wolf. I was just reading about that today, so strange, mad times. No, pretty strange now too, but anyway. So then you said, yes, I was there, mass was happening, or yes, I was there and your true love wasn't there, mass wasn't happening. So one of my tríolas, this is sung all over the country, and I'm sure many of you have heard it before. So I hope you like it. This is the West Kerry version that I got from Brown Don McGarrett, my neighbour from up the road. It's a bug each came no bug each came agus finna agus came no bug to Bachúras bevílte blá no bhagais má Valentine no bhfuil siad a clí mar dá. Now visa Edgarig is the clock a hen of the sagile agus finna agus skev namanoi sakna agus antu Bahuras bevis blau is de knokse da Valentine agus níl siad ach clí martá. Is fiú cuiginní gafire bedabroig marón acu litrom tribalach leisias gefior is fiú Agdach thain úr is a chuicín na finne viste na láinte go Noir vín se im chala Bín as ní gan bhríim chiam Smébli idir chnaci gadaga an is a Níl fartacht mo chuis ach is gynarna lach falla the hollows Mahulidia. Sinead. Can you hear me okay? Is peaking or is it okay?
All sounds perfect on this end, Muireann. Leonard,
Okay, so thanks a million, lads. So nice to sing and so nice to hear you all, and it's just very good for the soul. So Gurmagad. My kids are outside making faces in the window at me. Okay, this song comes from Ballydesmond in County Cork, and it used to be known as King Williamstown back in the day. And a man called Daniel Buckley wrote this song, and he was a passenger on the Titanic, and he was one of the few Irish people whose statement was taken after the Titanic went down, and he was one of the steerage passengers. So apparently he was one of the lads that broke down the barriers and allowed the steerage people up on deck, so they had a chance of escaping and surviving as well. And for a long time after that incident, he was kind of known as a hero until it was revealed then that the way he himself got onto a lifeboat was that he stole a woman's shawl and he put it over himself and he pretended to be a woman so he could get on the lifeboat. So then he was known as Buckley the Coward. So in order to save face, he joined the American Army, and he was one of the very last soldiers shot dead in World War I. So he's an awfully sad story, really. And he was only in his early 20s when he died. And I think he was only about 19 when he wrote this song. So it's called Sweet King William's Town. My bonny bark flows light and free across the surging foam. It bears me far from Ennis to seek a foreign home. A lonely exile traveler neath misfortune's cruel frown, far away from home, and the friends so dear in sweet King William's Town. While here upon the deck I stand and watch the surging foam, kind thoughts arise all in my mind for friends I ne'er see more, for childhood days and all happy hours as past the tears roll down for my old home and the friends so dear in sweet King William's Town. Shall I no more gaze upon that shore, nor view those mountains high, or gaze along black waters banks where I rambled as a child, to view the sun or knock a light out the heather brown, before she flings our farewell beams o'er sweet King William's Town. I know not yet, but I fondly hope where'er my footsteps roam, shall always linger in my heart kind thoughts of friends at home. So fare thee well, sweet Desmond Town, as the night comes softly down. Oh, God be with you, Ireland, and sweet King William's Town. Sinead. Gormagov, thank you. Well, I actually have my own special guests tonight, surprise guests for you, and it was one of the ways I could keep them quiet-ish for the last while. So just give me 1 second. Lads, hands off. So it's a very loud house here. I have 2 girls, Sive and Leisha. No, tá an chuir mar siúil inis. No, bí caiint tan lads a géiste. Ok, thanks at the faith. Ok, agus tusa. Seo Sive, há sí 8?
Nei.
Nei? Bhí sí 9 ní bra. Seo Leisha, tá sí 6. Okay, that's a shasquin son. Okay. So we're going to sing a song called Bon La Harca, and this is a song that I learned in school. That's okay. August, it's about making poutine, but they never told us that when we were in school. Bon La Harca means a cow with one horn. So the cow with one horn is a metaphor for the poutine still that you make the alcohol.
So what did you think it was about?
It was about a cow.
Me too.
I know, yeah.
Before you told me, what did you think?
No, stop counting. Okay. So Tommy Tony Shah Raleigh Kayla because it's on how she's gonna Lorish. Okay? Alright. He's gosh not the Shavais Moklir, dear middle de la Novara Hina, as the Baka Vir and Glire, Bo la Cabo. Bo shin tan rai ka bo bo min yards na father kavai
Linga vekin ma khir et machadiners o maningus the all she wanted on fang she went her she shacket in dasser all in bo la Bo shin tan khir ka bo la ka bo min yards na father ka vai the khanuks and belly khanuk arainti khairs dulin te blashni vaint on ayasi on arvaira on ayasi antan khairar ka bo la ka bo shin tan khairar ka bo la ka bo min yards na father ka vai the mention Erasmus in Radams in Ira, Horin Chickini, Hopeless sliced in on Iasi, on Arviro, on Iasi and Tanachir, Bo shin tan khir ka bo min yards na father ka vai Mashiv Anaba. Okay. Cúpla nó tal, okay? It's been more hurry school, okay? Okay. Dundars. Yeah. They're up very late, but there's no bedtime anymore. There's no getting up time. There's no bedtime. There's no routine. There's no nothing. Okay. Foggy. Dundars. Okay. So, well, I'm Canella, Macdara Noah.
Canella, yeah.
Canella. Okay. So, Shep Canella Noah. This is another new one that it's a very old song actually. Probably goes back to the 1600s actually, and this is a version that I learned from singing of Pádraig Ní Uallacháin, who's a fantastic scholar and collector of songs as well as being a wonderful singer herself. And I've known the heir for years and years, Eilidh Yell Queuing, and they say possibly the heir originated in Scotland, but they always say that, and we say the other. So who's to know sometimes which came which? My dad always says, well, if we took it, we improved upon it. That's what he says about any Scottish Jews that we stole. So they say that Séamus Dowell was the composer of this, possibly. He came from County Louth, and he lived in the 1600s, the early 1700s as well. And I'll give it a go for you. It's a kind of a classical love song, so it's very verbose and fancy. And as Padraig says, it's not always as earthy and as passionate as some of the other love songs. There's kind of two styles of love songs, and this is the one where it was mostly about the poet showing off how many fancy words he knew and how he could make them fit together, stuff like that. But it's lovely to sing, and I love the air. So hope you like this. Dalile ganz moai der marchulu is die kele mit lu gedarfa an rindes noa wie kann durch kurbe kegel no tar charma gan vrish gan vro gan val coin have seen in the song of Lannery gestelte the already moon in eilig juni nach Walke durchgeh, wenn Gerkes Jerde, ik krinus weit in Janni. Skak dunne da kev malnerneret, nu alte dien levend haurig. Den ik lacht en u meid er noordengel, kun we kit en jem gevarige. It's troen er de bleekje armvloeg illegali de grevig jaroen. Achter de heet gevallen hoogheden, is de schil kan waren. Dabelan is Kearneys mee, tabak zit eigen talo. Like the Kearneys Ghost is lay, och lager dran karge. Skan lach de van je gach rinchi den jak, de raskivne me min faru. Gunnacht de hiet voal mis aarsten jak, na lieb shni daru. Ach den koit de tenor jarkerskef, nach right to in jak mar jarul. Trochwale sheshkelgenach shikire, nien osrodach lereabe. Masen arvias ishchen an pierle, eilig untiv ni jarul.
Galant ar fad na chuilantá ar an scotna choránathe tá gona nacht. Okay, well folks, we're going to take a 5-minute break now. I'm going to unmute all and we're going to mimic like the break in a normal singing session in a pub. So feel free to chat amongst yourselves, get a drink, go to the bathroom, all. We'll see you in 5. And the first singer after the break will be Dave O'Connor if he's out there. See you soon.
Oh.
It's very quiet in there.
Ach raibh sé sin go háling ar fad.
The V.
Ra bheith géisteach le ceoltóir nó áránaí mar bhuireann atá áránaí den scoth.
Ach, cad mar jou ar na pastí, bhí siad san
Yeah.
Bhí siad just riochtúil.
Bhí si go bra. Yeah. Agus cóná dúrtha le na máthair.
Yeah. Kinse. Oh my God. I turned up late. Are there loads of people here? I can only see a few at the top of my screen there.
There are
about 43.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, lovely.
It's a nice way to spend an evening on lockdown.
It's lovely, yes, definitely.
Yeah. And you can have a glass of wine without having to drive anywhere.
Sometimes they do it.
2 glasses of wine without having to drive anywhere.
There you go.
How you doing?
Some people can't unmute. Some people can't unmute, Dara. Is there something you have to set up there?
Bingo.
Muireann Nic Amhlaoibh, you're muted. Muireann, can you hear me?
That was your move.
I'm just going to mute myself now for a minute.
Yes, ma'am.
Hi folks, it seems like some of you can't unmute. I was certainly unmuting. I hit unmute all. It said participants were all unmuted, but some people have to accept the unmute. Some of you, it seems to have worked with some of you, but not others. But anyway, we'll be getting going again in a few minutes. Also, do I have it right? Do we have 2 John Keys, 2 men of the exact same name? We have one who's a dead ringer from Mick Keeley. So I'm going to presume they're related. There was another John Keeley, unless I've lost.
Well, this is John Healy.
Oh, it says Keeley. Oh, spelled differently. There's no E after the L.
Oh, you're right, yeah.
I had to find out who he is.
Identity theft.
Well, my mom, our mom's maiden name is Keeley, K-E-E-L-Y. So, and I'm named after her father, which was John Keeley, K-E-E-L-Y. So
could be your cousin.
There's conversations going to be had now, I think.
Okay.
All right, folks, we'll get her going again. Just let me mute you all. I believe everyone now is muted except myself, and I'm going to call on local Mr. Dave O'Connor to sing. Dave, I think you have to accept my unmuting. Yes, I think we have you now. How are you, Dave?
Macdara, well done. Can you hear me all right?
We can hear you fine. Is all well in Fingal? I mean, for normal standards.
Yeah. This is a song from Near Nod, Balbriggan. With the joy and the pleasure, in the fullest measure, I will sing in praise of the Gladstone Gale. Just now preparing, as athletes a daring, to bear their flag o'er Fingallian bales. No bogus leaguers, nor vile intriguers, are these but true men who would lay down their lives for Ireland on the hill or Ireland, the valiant Gales of Balbriggan town. On hill in valley, by sail and valley, in olden times it was oft proclaimed, their fathers are glorious, were oft victorious at wrestling matches and football games. In actions ever, her sailors clever, our hardy fishermen and toilers around, by land and ocean with brave devotion, upheld the fame of Balbriggan town. In battles olden were garlands of golden, full often worn by their fathers brave, and even later, in actions later, 10,000 miles o'er the heaving wave, when gallant Keating, all foes defeating, has won great glory and more renown. For those defiant, bold, self-reliant, devoted Gales of Balbriggan town. These Gales, they inherit the Spartan spirit of the gallows lasses and the Fenians bold, who at Kincara and Royal Tara played the games athletic in days of old. And should our old land e'er need a bold band to wave the green flag where cannon frown, in van of battle you'd soon hear rattle the Gaelic drums of Balbriggan town. So boys, get ready, march onward steady, fly high your flag o'er Fingallian vales, fling up the leather and all together, hip hip hurrah to the home rule Gales. Long, long their glory will be famed in story, from our close banks to the county down. Those daring dashers, those headlong slashers, the Gaelic men of Balbriggan town.
Mighty stuff, Dave. I tell you now, your tardiness was much noted in the group, but I think you've more than made up for yourself. Thanks very much for singing for us. All right, we're going to move over now to Deirdre Nivahuna, Harding Lascu over in Glasgow. Deirdre, can you hear me?
No, Maleshka, I'm in Dunedin.
Oh, my apologies, my apologies. Everyone's cocooning.
Can't have that.
You're most welcome. Have you got a song for us?
I do, yeah. This song has been running through my head all day today, and yeah, I needed somewhere to share it, really. So it's a Gaelic one collected on Barra a couple of different times by different collectors in the 50s and then again in the 40s and then again in the 50s, I think it was. and composed by Kate MacDonald over there. And one thing I loved when I was trying to find out about it was it's a love song and it's a call and response thing. And in the first collection, it came from her father. Her father sang it for Callum MacLean and said that it was all about this young lass whose lover is, her married lover is away on another part of the Kyle and they can't get to each other and it's very sad. And then about 15 years later, another collector goes back and this married woman who's happily settled says, oh, I composed that song. That's my dad who gave me that information. And her story was very different. And it just really kind of, it touched me as well as making me laugh because it said, you know, these songs, they just can speak to so many different situations for all of us. So this is about separation and longing, which so many of us are feeling right now. And of course, even though you won't all be unmuted, do sing along the chorus. It'll give me energy, even though I won't hear you. Hakula seda mi siang huriu hurieho. Hakula seda mi siang o huriri hi horona hi harno hurieho. Chachela haun aku andoin huriu hurieho. Chachela haun aku andoin o huriri hi horona hi harno hurieho. Nach bechaun ach loch nyoavin huriu hurieho. Nach bechaun ach loch nyoavin o huriri hi horona hi harno hurieho. Gasam flying tarsing huriu hurieho. Gasam flying tarsing o huriri hi horona hi harno hurieho. Farvel molemen fallig huriu hurieho. Farvel molemen fallig o huriri hi horona hi harno hurieho. Gotta be the mic.
Mighty stuff there. Thanks very much. Now, our next singer, I did attempt to message, but I didn't quite get a reply. I think she's experienced enough to give us a song on the hop. Bridget Delaney, can you hear me? I'm trying to unmute you. How are you? Are you there?
I am. Can you hear me?
We can indeed. Have you got a song for us?
Yeah, Dara, I'll sing a song that I recorded on an album for Joe O'Connor. Joe was releasing an album to raise funds for the RNLI, or Scahacala. So this is a song called The Gallant Cambria. So I'll try that. Ye Irishmen, both one and all, wherever you may be, Rise up your hearts in sorrow and mourn along with me. It's of our gallant Cambria that is sunk to rise no more. With 179 on board, bound for the Shamrock shore. On the 14th of October last, from New York we set sail. On board our gallant Cambria, with a sweet and a pleasant gale. Each heart was glad, no one was sad, as our vessel she ploughed the foam. For we shortly embrace our loving friends down Erin's lovely shore. 10 nights, 10 days we ploughed the sea, no danger did we fear. Until at last all of our Irish coast, which shortly did appear. Each man and boy did shout with joy, our toil and our troubles o'er. For we'll shortly embrace such loving friends down Erin's lovely shore. 'Twas down below all hands did go, for to wake the morning light, when a dreadful shock of Scullion Rock filled all our hearts with fright. The passengers all rushed on deck as the stormy seas did roar, and the women's cries would rend the skies. We'll go down to rise no more. 'Twas fore and aft our seamen toiled, whilst loudly roared the wind, when instantly 4 boats were hoist and launched all by her side. Her engine boom and engine room, they were all both wrecked and tore, and there's only the one survivor ever reached the Shamrock shore. Our good ship, she was sinking fast, not far off Malin when the Reverend Father Brady knelt on her decks and prayed. He prayed that God to rule the waves, their lives to protect and save. But he and his faithful followers met with a watery grave. Armagh, Tyrone and Derry and the county of Donegal, and Leitrim down does lament fall sore for their losses one and all. Sligo Mayo with grief and woe, and Galway does deplore the loss of our gallant Cumbria that went down to rise no more. Sinead.
Mighty stuff, Bridget. I can only imagine the Inishowen contingent could be so lucky to have one of their songs sung by you. Great, great stuff. Okay, I'm going to conduct a bit of an experiment now. We're gonna have a live hashing out of an argument. First, I'm going to ask John Keeley, EY, to give us a song, and then John Keeley, LY, and perhaps we can figure out this identity theft debate. John EY, are you there?
I am here.
Give us a song.
Thanks very much. I will, of course. Thanks very much. And can I just applaud you for being a fantastic host? Fair play to you. It's a great evening. And I've only heard you, I've only been on the goalie a few times, and I've heard you only sing once. So it'd be lovely if I could hear you sing a song tonight, if I have a noble call. But anyway, you're in charge, so I'll leave it with you. Just to let you know, me and Mick are not twins. There's 70 at least weeks between us. But he is my elder brother and one of my musical heroes of all time. And I think you'll agree with me that we sing because of my father, Christy Keeley, L-E-Y. I was very delighted to be able to pen a song for my dad, because he would encourage us to sing an old song. We would grow up with all these sessions. So anyway, without further ado, this is Sing an Old Song for Christy Keeley. Come sing an old song, sing loud and strong. Ah, don't be shy now, you no one will mind now if troubles that find me. Me dad would remind me, you'd be right if you sing an old song. From the time we were born, we'd wake up in the morn. We always knew if a session be brewing, we always looked forward to sing out an old chorus. It's great to sing an old song. I sing an old song, sing loud and strong. Ah, don't be shy now, you no one will mind now if troubles that find me. Me dad would remind me, you'd be right if you sing an old song. Dressed up nice and hearty, we'd head for the party. We cannot be late now, the crack will be great now. The DJ be there with his long spiky hair, playing Wham, and that's Simon Le Bon, Jesus. And me old Auntie Grace would sit down with a face. Ah, this is not fair, where's the curricle there? Who knows, Swansell Hills, Street 16. For God's sake, someone sing an old song. Come sing an old song, sing loud and strong. Ah, don't be shy now, you no one will mind now if troubles that find me. Me dad would remind me, you'd be right if you sing an old song. Then a session we'd seek, there's one once a week. Come in and sit down now, sure, what will you have now? I'll make you some tea, or the stout and whiskey. It's a vodka you want, I won't be long. Then there be hugging and yapping and kissing, back slapping. There's Jimby Jesus, I haven't seen him in ages. Oh, look, who just walked in. His wife won't stop talking. For God's sake, someone sing an old song. Come sing an old song, sing loud and strong. Ah, don't be shy now, you no one will mind now if troubles that find me. Me dad would remind me, you'd be right if you sing an old song. So if your hair's falling out, or you think you have gout, your knees have arthritis, your throat tonsillitis, you found a new mole, or you have a pain in your hole, or just wondering where it went wrong. Well, don't feel so sad, it's not all that bad. This trouble and strife now, it's all part of life now. Give me Mick and a shout, we'll be out and about, we'll meet up and we'll sing an old song. Come sing an old song, sing loud and strong. Ah, don't be shy now, you no one will mind now if troubles that find me. Me dad would remind me, you'd be right if you sing an old song. Ah, come sing an old song, sing loud and strong. Ah, don't be shy now, sure no one will mind now. Troubles that find me, me dad will remind me. You'd be right if you sing an old song. We get together and we sing an old song. Ah, for God's sake, someone sing an old song. Thanks, Darren.
Mighty stuff, John. Food for the soul, that is.
Thank you.
Great stuff. I never met your outfit, but if you produced two singers like yourself and Mick, it must have been some man for one man. All right, we'll move on to the other John Keeley Ella, but he may have to accept the unmuting. John Keeley Iverado, are you there? He is there. He has to unmute himself. I can see you, John, there. There you are. How are you doing? We can hear you perfectly, John. Have you got a song for us?
Okay, I'm going to sing a humming song. Can you hear me?
Sorry, John, we can hear you, but the connection's really poor. I wonder, could I maybe ask you to maybe come out of the meeting and come back in again, or maybe try a different device? It just we've done that before and we wouldn't get through it. But we will come back to you.
Yeah,
we'll come back to you if you can fix that. In the meantime, Jesus, who can I catch on the hop here? I'm going to have a little look now around to. I'm going to pick the most experienced singer I can find. Oh no, I tell you what. Dermody, will you give us a song? I know you're well able.
Unmute. Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly fine. You can sing a song on the hop, can't you, Bernie?
I can do my best. Yeah.
Lanarike.
I do get it's not an Irish song now, but it's sung by a Sean Keane. It's Gdansk. I'm sure you know it. Okay. In a quiet, darkened corner, in a bar outside the town, a Polish man was drinking. He looked a little down. I served him with his order. He paid me and said thanks. My name, it is Yahtzee from Gdansk. My father worked the shipyards, and he gave them his life. I followed in his footsteps, as I felt that was my right. Then one cold November morning, the year of 04, they handed me my papers at the door. And the wife and children he had left behind are playing Ring a Rosie in his mind. Even though his gifted hands are not needed in his land, he still dreams of the shipyard and Gdansk. But when I came to Ireland to build myself a life and feed a Celtic tiger for my family and wife, building walls in Tipperary, laying roads in Dublin town, and dreaming of the day I'm homeward bound. And the wife and children he has left behind are playing Ring a Rosie in his mind. Even though his gifted hands are not needed in his land, he still dreams of the shipyard and Gdansk. Just as the bar was closing, he lifted up his glass, saying, "Here's a toast to Ireland, to her future and her past. And the light that shines within you in my heart will always dance when I return to the shipyard and Gdansk. And the wife and children he has left behind are playing ring rosy in his mind, even though his gifted hands are not needed in his land. He still dreams of the shipyard and Gdansk. Even though his gifted hands were not needed in his land, he still dreams of the shipyard and Gdansk. Sinead Dara.
Absolutely lovely, Bernie. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
dealing
you.
with the last minute call. You know, you wondered, you were apologising whether or not that was an Irish song. I think there's plenty of Ireland in the sentiment there. An American friend of mine told me a joke recently. He said, "How do you know a boomerang is an Irish boomerang?" He said, it never comes back, but it sings heartbreaking songs about how much it wants to. So there's something in it there. Anyway, we're going to move ahead now. I did message the next singer, but she mightn't have seen it. Noreen Lynch, can you give us a song? You're happy to. You might have to accept my unmuting. Oh, there, we have you.
You're fine. How are you?
I'm good.
Sorry for coming late. I got
Not a
distracted by something else. I sing Nora Daly. Nobody else has sang it today. I'll risk it. It was just near Milltown, Malbay, not 1,000 miles from Galway, when I was young and airy on the breezy hills of Clare. When I met Colleen Comely, she had winsome ways, was homely, and she riding in her donkey cart, a-going to the fair. Well, it been fine and pleasant weather, with the bloom of furze and heather, that filled my heart with gladness in that warm and balmy air. My spirit felt far lighter, my soul was 10 times brighter, when I spied that little Colleen a-going to the fair. But the donkey young and airy took a sudden wild figary, and steep and crooked was that road from all protection bare, and her heart was in a flutter, for she feared her eggs and butter on the road we would be scattered ere she ever reached the fair. Well, o'er her cheeks spread rosy blushes, and her voice was like the thrushes, and rippling o'er her shoulders was a mass of nut brown hair. With a voice so sweet and tender, I swore I would defend her from that rascal of a donkey a-going to the fair. So when we'd passed that present danger, though to her I was a stranger, she graciously invited me the pleasure born to share, and with Cupid for outrider, I gladly sat beside her, and we went along quite merrily to Milltown Malbay Fair. Oh, I own I was enchanted as along we gaily jaunted. I was smitten by her beauty, my love I did declare. Well, said she, you must be joking, and your words are most provoking. I haven't time to listen now, I must hurry to the fair. She said, me name is Nora Daly, from the parish of Kilmaley. Me father, he's a farmer, and the crossest man in Clare. If he saw you here beside me, I'm in fear that he might chide me. So please get down and walk a bit before we reach the fair. Well, I reluctantly obeyed her, I couldn't have gainsaid her, for a vision of her father with a fierce and angry glare up before me quickly started. So from her I sadly parted, and left her many miles from near going to the fair. Oh, at the 4 milestone I met her, and in my heart I set her, and I treasure those sweet memories in my wanderings everywhere. And 'tis often exile dreaming, I thought on her 2 eyes gleaming, as she looked upon me beaming, a-going to the fair. So after years of long sojourning, and that love still brightly burning, I met her and I married her. We settled down in Clare, and as oft times I'll remind her of the days long left behind her when I met her in the donkey cart going to the fair. So now I've told my silly story, though I'm aged now and Tory. It makes me feel quite young again and puts to flight all care. And along with what I've told you, one more secret I'll unfold you. You'll never meet such loving hearts as those in County Clare. I left out a verse, but
Up. I'd say there's worse places to meet a Clare woman than on the back of a donkey cart, I reckon. I mean that's just my reckoning anyway. All right, folks, we're going to go back now to our special guest. And before I do, Muireann's going to sing now, which will take us up to about 11 o'clock. I will do my absolute best to get to as many people on the call as we can by that time. If we don't get to you, like I say, it's nothing personal. Please come back to us next month. We'll prioritise you. Just make us aware of it. But in the meantime, I will leave you back in the capable hands of the one and only Muireann Nic Amhlaoibh. Oh, you have to accept you're unmuting there, Muireann. We have you.
I'm getting the hang of it. Great night. Gurmil Mahagav. Thanks so much, Macdara, and thanks Shane as well for having me here. And I'm really enjoying listening to you all and the great variety of songs, and it's lovely. God, it's good for the soul now because we were going a bit mad, weren't we, Saif? Nice to hear other people.
Yeah, very nice.
So, Tusto my mafia count squaling show Aron Rogum le blianta father. This is a song I'm singing for many, many years. I learned it from Séamus Begley, who is a neighbour and a friend and someone I suppose I have learned so much from, songs and tunes and bad jokes. But he's been a huge influence on my singing. Obviously, all the Begley family have been. This is a song called Slán Lamoig. It was composed by Andreas McCrath, known as an Mongar Suga for the Merry Peddler, and he lived 1709 to the end of the 1700s at some stage, one of our classical poets. And he was a bit of a rogue and not very well liked in the area because if you upset him, he would immortalize you in a song and not in a good way. And he was also a real ladies' man, and it was decided that he would have to be dealt with. So the parish priest banished him from the area he was from, which was Croom in County Limerick, where a lot of the famous poets used to meet and be in competition with each other in this amazing pub that I wish still existed but doesn't, because I went to check it out, but it's long gone. Anyway, he was banished from Croom, and upon his banishment, he composed this beautiful song about the wonderful people of the area, how noble and kind they were, good looking and educated, etc., etc. But of course, it was too late and he was banished anyway. But it left us with a beautiful song, Slán Lamoig, Farewell to Make. Oh, Slán is care on the show. Gosh, my nagar, Nustan share Nasan Nanon in the gonna ruin. Holy Spirit in me, gan chit, gan chod, gan chod, gan chishte, gan salt, gan shod. God spart, God spenna. Oh, sholach me, chanduig nicht. Slán gahel, na seir Na dive na
Fish the hill the swag Harid Gan chlan gan chun gan chun gan chan gan chres gan chruas ach is beroten ship Gan chwyd, gan choed, gan cho, gan histe. Gan south, gan short, gan sport, gan spanna. O sholach me Slánani na vevun na goldagel ashkitas noa Nagin nagud Nabrash nabrei Damin namwa Holy Spirit Gan chyd gan choed gan cho gan histe gan south gan short gan sport gan spanna O sholach me Sinead, gur fágah tá cúpla versa eile annach beim den sahaní ar fad. Come on, good side. Séamus' sister Eileen tells me 4 verses is enough of anything. So I try and stick with that, but sometimes they go over, but that one certainly, that's probably enough of that. Dermot count topic inish. Seo ceann Muireann ar spalpeen. The spalpeens were, well, you all know, I'm sure, the labourers who didn't have land themselves and they worked on other people's farms and they had very hard lives and they travelled all over the country and they brought songs from place to place. And a lot of our songs here in Kirkageen in West Kerry, they say were brought over from Nadesha and from Tip and Waterford by the Spalpeens, and that's why we share a lot of songs. Kind of skipped Cork and came straight over here. But this is a song about a Spalpeen who was so hard up he had to go off and join the French army. So it's the West Kerry version of the Spalpeen Fána. I moved my glass of wine out of the way now, so don't spill it on the computer again, which happened 2 weeks ago and I had to buy a new computer. Okay, Dundars. Dundars. Go Jojo Reach, you ride the castle, deal not a mountain, our body in the seat and we go schwallen, and screen gel at the ride. But the in a tear, there gapper, feeding with my rover, oh, till the shoe, on course, the father shock and shoe on Spalpeen Fauna.
Im spalping van de vogel misje a chassu weet mo vainte a shunde droeg de gemach margin so palu galerade ni ek verkroin im life van winter so snap back björgreina all colors the frankels cum lappen agus peak gum consorte ma goeie song en doe ik maar is handen milan graver is gaan borreli koelig kostuif naar visje in een schergasten garde en nu shall time and strive up down and mass no he falls so shame ho cream maar voor is garden very of inspalpin fana Badig en frankig en nauw haar kallen, ze hampe banging waarde, is borgel brade goine, weil is tijg bacht veel al dadig. Weg badig en rie en sanna legge, dus jomen gelora garna, wel klauwen gal, galaume, draskertjen kaurig en stalpien vanach, baderine tiere, de kappel, die Willem Heiralda. O, tiana de schul, pan kurse, vatte schochen schul, anspalping vana. Gurmagos. Kaderfa Macdara, Willem Kriech na henu, kada will de canna in Ungriech no missiles.
Canna yeah.
Canna vanel, okay. Gurmile Mahagov. Can Ellis know them. I guess I'll just sing 3 verses of this. There are more verses that I'm learning. It's a bit of a doozy of a song, but it's a classic, and I really wanted to have it under my belt. And especially I felt during this time, it's just has more meaning again. It's Roisin Dove, and just a Roisin Nabiach Bronert. I guess ta ruddy big fiaus tachte ruddy things will get better. And I suppose I've been singing it for myself and for everyone, trying to mishnach of uskelt. I guess Tassuiligan your father tachtamach as Lowlands of Holland. So thanks so much for having me, and I'm really enjoying listening to you. And follow me, le shashiv. Nabich brona finnerai Tane brona tar sole Siadatia took the father is on Nis far Fien spoina Heid moro Shindo His father unrein Oh, Trust the sleigh to the Nyachas sleigh.
is fair is an end of the house to lay me. Kegar his feet you'll tell is in a trade is the fall. Vegan a tongue darga. Agus Begak loudler fodna heden is more Lo egend sullen Sinegar magad.
Golanta ar fad muile buchas lad a bhrin just flawless. Thank you so much. Okay, so like I say, folks, we've about a half an hour here left on the clock, and I'll do my best to zip around to as many singers as we can. I gave a man by the name of iPhone Cahill a bit of a nudge there, but I'm not sure he heard me. I take it iPhone Cahill isn't his Christian name, but he might tell us his Christian name and give us a song if he likes.
Derry, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Cahill.
Okay, I'm new to all this. Cahill Moore is the full name. You're doing a great job. It's just so good to sit back here in the comfort of your own home and have such beautiful songs to listen to. Well done. Well done to everybody. You can still hear me okay?
We can, of course.
Yeah, because I'm very conscious of the fact that poor old John Keeley didn't get going, because I'm not far from John, and I think we share the same difficulties with broadband, but I'll keep going until I hear from you. Okay, Dara.
Go ahead.
As there are so many songs sung by thousands of people about the great difficulties for our emigrants over the years, the difficult lives they had, the starvation, the poverty, the long working hours, the low pay, the racism, and the loneliness. This is a song very different. It's positive from the beginning to end. So I hope you like it, folks. And it's from the Frank Hart recordings, so you probably know it. When I came to this wonderful country, to complain I'd no reason at all. And being in very good humor, well, I often sang air in the bar. When I landed in sweet Philadelphia, the weather was warm and clear, but I did not stay long in that city. and it's now you shall quickly hear. Oh, it's fare you well, father and mother, and likewise old Ireland too, and fare you well, sister and brother, so fondly I bid you adieu. Well, I did not stay long in that city, for it happened to be in the fall, and I never reached sailing until I landed upon the canal. And when I arrived at my workings, I was filled with the greatest surprise, for to see such a fine federation, oh, the likes of it opened my eyes. Soon I learned for to be very handy, to use both the hammer and spade. There I learned the fine art of canaling, and I find it an elegant trade. Well, I worked with 1,000 brave navvies. We worked upon mountains so tall. We were digging a train through the mountains to take a chain through the canal. And it's fare you well, father and mother, and likewise old Ireland too, and fare you well for sister and brother, so fondly I bid you adieu. Well, I worked with them there for a season, and my monthly pay I did draw. Provisions we had there in plenty, to complain we'd no reason at all. We had money in every pocket, there was no one to hold me in thrall. I could handle a sprig of shillelagh with the best man upon the canal. And at night when we'd rest from our labours, no rent to a landlord we'd pay, we could lay down the hammer and shovel, and likewise the pick and the spade. And we'd sit there and talk about Ireland. We'd remember the hardships and all. If there's happiness here in this wide world, then I'm sure it's upon the canal. Oh, it's fare you well, father and mother, and likewise old Ireland too, and fare you well, sister and brother, so fondly I bid you adieu. Sinead.
Mighty stuff, Cathal. I was informed in the middle of your song that you're responsible for the normal singing session that takes place in the Séamus Ennis Arts Centre. I wasn't aware. You must be missing it, are you?
We sure are, Darla, and it was just so great to look forward to tonight because of the link with the Nall. But it's not just we've John Keeley there and Dave O'Connor, the three of us. We run it and we have built it from scratch up to what I would think is quite a successful session, unique in the sense it's Sunday afternoons and everybody is welcome, and we are now getting great response and great support from all our friends in Drogheda and Malahide and around. So we look forward to being back in Nall very soon. Thank you again, Dara.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for singing. Cathal, if you want to give John Keeley a call and tell him maybe if he wants to come back and sing without his video on, that might work better. We'd be more than happy to have him sing. If I think he's left altogether since the last time we chatted to him. I don't know if he was having trouble.
I'll call him now.
Give him a bell. We'd love to hear him. Okay, we are going to head over now to Maryland in the US of A to hear a singer I've only gotten to know through these Zoom sessions, but a fine singer he is. Rich Galloway, are you there?
I am. Thank you. All right. Far away across the ocean, underneath an Indian star, dwells a little dusky maiden on the coast of Malabar. By the harbor where we anchored, still I see her shy and sweet, with a lotus on her bosom, and the wild waves at her feet. Come to me, I hear her calling, o'er the ocean wide and far. Come to me again and love me on the coast of Malabar. In my dreams I oft times wander to that far off Indian sea, and the days we spent together, they come back again to me. Oh, the happy days we rambled 'neath the palm trees green and tall. Oh, the starry night she danced with me down beside the city wall. Come to me, I hear her calling, o'er the ocean wide and far. Come to me again and love me on the coast of Malabar. She took my hand and squeezed it gently as she gazed across the bay, and she whispered, if you love me, then why, oh why, do you sail away? I must go, my little dark eyes, I must leave you, Indian star, but I'll return and dwell forever on the coast of Malabar. Come to me, I hear her calling, o'er the ocean wide and far. Come to me again and love me on the coast of Malabar. Fare thee well, my little dark eyes, fare thee well, my Indian star. In my dreams I will dwell forever on the coast of Malabar. Now my thoughts keep ever turning to that far off distant shore, and the dark-eyed girl that loved me on the coast of Malabar. Come to me, I hear her calling, o'er the ocean wide and far. Come to me again and love me on the coast of Malabar. Thank you.
Wonderful stuff, Rich. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to go right along now to Colin Matthews, who tells me he has a song out in Sean knows. Cool to Colin.
Tá mé go má, chuir má agat. Agus gur má asachta the cura chun canna. Ní árán ní ionach mé agus ach déanam mo dhíhil. Is mála man tárán seo. Is éan ní nósan céhí. Rare is mig terna vernon on sin den tiora domium shadow hev negan servan im cor dog timanag brocha lag time Lehingan domain is do clo do brihre is da biol tani bin. Da lemus feyendal in the chor. Is Erin ni nosen kehi. Daniel gans vervan them glor. Is it roche mavel have fear. God I am dead. Ni ein hing the gno. The lurker a gore is a griak. The laying lair star dom store is bevallam ye foga on chree. The veering on cravedy and adored is Erin ni nosen kehi. Agrogel be partuk lum fein is gohorhe the major lum skriev fein a goira le bon knish na grave da vaing orhe o enya kehi. Neil Cordia, Rohostelum Fane, Conorus, Ayenav, Nautius, Akotoshi, the rare Roger, the Veil, Ni Nordit, a lave doing Kehi. Shinawil, go to Mahagav.
Lovely stuff, Colin. Thanks so much. I attempted to warn our next singer, though she mightn't have seen it. Muireann Nic Amhlaoibh, are you there? And would you like to sing us a song?
Will made the music ta. Seo Don le nula ni honil agus queer Tim Dennehy Kjolish. Labba hede Don Gra. The choroin labba hoite labba hede. Sa ver ard fwy amrysgol na grawn. Svirtach schrecken an mar hede her hede. Sa der hocht am lonne na lawn. Cricken nian gogle no hard a geoge. Mar vanya hoil as krushki ni hamloin. Is tread gaur a goil harch knock-on the wid gruige. Knock-on or the schoglauna tadain. Is veocht de violet tasher vilchocht hukra. Tron on a shin is pastorot koshaun. Snugweha malashede haron shona. Is na fushi eguludut counter count. No fushi egishlu agyanam werge. Eg ulusius don olo to sogor. Is the fjuken peraka mar hiogerlini. Is the vasho in the chlose mar vido. O choroin labarete labahiada le harsker noch an leonera haul. Voor an pleasure doin weg geger geger ag omra scoil lanahan na liawn. The choroin labagote labahiada so ver ord fui omra scoil na ground. Speeltuig schrikken aan, maar hierde hierde. Dat de hocht aan lanne jou.
Galanta Wara. Okay, we're going to move ahead now. Corin Mail, would you give us a song?
Oh, okay. From County Louth. Saw the sea captain that ploughed the salt sea, and he ploughed on the ocean so clear, saying, what would I give to my merry ship's crew if they'd fetch me that maid from the shore, the seashore, if they'd fetch me that maid from the shore. So the sailors, they launched out their merry wee boat, and it's off to this lady did or, saying our captain has sent us to your fair lady's bower, for to view of a costly fine ware, for to buy of our costly fine ware. Well, I have not got money, this fair maid, she said, for to buy of your costly fine ware, but our captain is kind and he's generous in mind. He will trust you until you can spare, He will trust you until you can spare. Well, the captain, he welcomed her in on the ship, and down in his cabin did hide, saying, this very night in my arms you will lie, and tomorrow I'll make you my bride, and tomorrow I'll make you my bride. Well, I'll sing you a song then, this fair maid, she said. I will sing you a song, I declare, concerning the waves and concerning the wars. And the captain cried, hand her a chair, Oh, the captain cried, hand her a chair. Well, she sang it so graceful, she sang it so sweet, she sang it so nice, I declare, that she sung that sea captain and crew all asleep, singing, fly away, sorrow and care, singing, fly away, sorrow and care. Then she took up the captain's gold sword in her hand, saying, this will do me for an oar, There's a God on the sea who is also on land. He will watch me till I am ashore, He will watch me till I am ashore. Oh, were my men crazy, or were my men drunk, or were they sunk deep in despair, that they've let her away with my bright golden sword. Now she's a free maid on the shore, on the shore. Now she's a free maid on the shore.
Wonderful stuff, Karen. Thanks so much. That's a woman there who probably knows more about Ireland and the Irish song tradition than most Irish people. Great to have you. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go now to Joe Gallagher, a wonderful singer. He may have to accept my unmuting.
Yep.
There we have you now, Joe. Will you give us a song?
Yep, sure, Larry. Yeah, thanks very much. It's a song from the west of Ireland by Johnny Mulhern called Matty. Oh, Matty roved out on a frozen night, heading for the pub, shoulders hunched up tight, his head down on the railroad track, and his old cow do you saddle low and back. He met with a dark and a troubled man, as he passed him by, called back to him, "Hey Matty, can't you see what's become of me in this country of the blind? Me heart and me house that's left is dead to me, to my rhyming and my poetry. All I've left is the beat and the stagger now, heading down the Curra line." Well, Matty passed on as quick as he couldn't stand such a crooked man sober. All he wanted was the lights of the bar, or the Nightingale and the Wild Rover. When he came in, they were saying, "Ah, he's back, and do you dry you out with your spouting and your swearing? We don't want to hear about Bumper Hayden, but maybe you'll give us the girls of Kilkane." Well, the Farrantee eyed him steadily as he handed him his pint of porter. "Oh, you must have seen the bishop's ghost tonight to put the dry look back in your eyes." But Matty would not be taken in by their jibing and regaling. He found himself a fresh brown clue, went in with their sporting and their playing. As he was going home the very same night, he met with his dark familiar. Saw him coming back down the line, he was straight and clear and fine. As he passed him by, Matty threw out his arms, trying to grab hold of his likeness. In the morning they found his frozen corpse at the butt of the Curra line. At the wake they were lashing down pints of brandy, the old-fashioned habit. In the church they were lashing down pounds and fivers, so Matty would be fine in the old by and by. The Matty by Johnny Mulhern.
Wonderful stuff, Joe. Thanks a million.
Thanks.
All right. We are going to move over to Ray now, who's in Mary Cosgrave's window. Ray, are you there?
I am, yeah. Can you hear me all right, Jen?
I can indeed. Will you give us a song?
I might as well, seeing as how Mary has passed the book anyway. Yeah. A thing I took up my slave. I strolled with a fine maid far out in the country. The blossoms around us were crying for dew. On a violet-clad bench, sure I sat down beside her, and I tied up me sleeves for to fasten her shoe. And what's it to anyone whether or no, if I came to the fore when she gave me the cue? But she closed her eyes tight and she murmured full low, "I'll be good enough, dear, for to tie up my shoe." Well, the hawthorn she shook all her perfume upon us, red poppies saluted wherever they grew. The joyous exertions that flaunted before me when I tied up me sleeve for to fasten her shoe. And what's it to anyone whether or no, if I learned in that moment far more than I knew, as she lifted her petticoat, shyly and slow, and I tied up me sleeve for to fasten her shoe. While the heathery hills were all dancing around us, the false things in the world turned out to be true. She put her arms round me and kissed me and murmured, "Oh, you've neatly and tenderly tied up my shoe." And what's it to anyone whether or no, if I ventured quite gamely for to see that thing through? As she lifted her petticoat, shyly and slow, and I tied up me sleeve for to fasten her shoe.
Mighty stuff, Ray. I'm familiar with verses of that end up in Ronnie Drew's version of Easy and Slow. What's that? Is that a different song altogether?
Well, no, it's more or less the same. It's Sean O'Casey used it in Red Roses for me in 44 in one of his plays. So he just adapted the Easy and Slow, you know.
There you go. Gorgeous, gorgeous. Thanks a million. All right, folks. Well, sadly, that brings us just about to the end. Like I say, if I didn't get to anybody, it's nothing personal, just timing, unfortunately. Before we close up, just to mention, if anybody's out there on the YouTube stream, there is a little donate link that will go if you're interested to the traditional arts, traditional artists, and help the Séamus Ennis Art Centre to support artists. So if you haven't been too poorly affected by the crisis, and yet you can spare it, please consider donating a few bob. Other than that, this is only the beginning. This is the first of these many sessions. We'll be back on the first Saturday in July with Ian Lynch, the first Saturday in August with Nell Nichronian, and we'll continue on as long as this thing goes on. So we'll not be left wanting for any singers. Also, if anybody normally attends the night before Larry gets stretched, that won't be running in July and August, so you can come here if you just need a dose of my pretty face or anything like that. So, yeah, far be it from any man to call on himself to sing. However, Shane, who's pulling the strings and runs the Séamus Ennis Art Centre, he actually asked me specifically to sing, so I will sing you out. I'm not electing myself, I absolutely promise. Seeing as we're in the midst of a Kerry woman, probably more than one, I'll sing a Kerry song. If ever I find myself in a row with a Kerry person, I sing this song in the hopes of making amends. If I sing it well, we make amends. If I don't, I usually get a second box into the gob. So, Muireann, you can make up your mind afterwards. Thanks so much for being with us all, and follow the Séamus Ennis Art Centre page for updates on the ones coming up, and we'll see you very soon. About 4 years ago I was digging the land, with me brogues on me feet and me spade in me hand. And here says I to myself, what a pity to see such a fine strapping lad footing turf round Tralee. With me to Rinninya, with me to Rinninya, with me to Rinninya, Rinninya. So I buttered me brogues and shook hands with me spade, and away down the road like a dashing young blade, when up comes a sergeant and he asked me to list, or a sergeant to grab with the bob in me fist. With me to Rinninya, with me to Rinninya, with me to Rinninya, Rinninya. Well, says he, here's a shilling, for I got no more. When you get to headquarters, you'll get off a score. And I reckon with your coming, said the sergeant, goodbye. You'd not wish to be quartered, and neither would I. With me to Rinninya, with me to Rinninya, with me to Rinninya, Rinninya. Well, the first thing they gave me, it was a red coat, with a fine strap of leather to go around me throat. And the next thing they gave me, I asked what was that, and they told me it was a cockade for me hat. With me to Rinninya, with me to Rinninya, with me to Rinninya, Rinninya. And the next thing they gave me, they called it a gun, with powder and ball and a place for me thumb. Well, first she spit fire, lads, and then it spewed smoke, and it gave me old shoulder such a hell of a stroke. With me Torinian, with me Torinian, with me Torinian, Urinian. And the first place they sent me was down on the sea, all aboard of a warship bound for the Crimea. 3 sticks in the middle, all rolled round with sheet. Och, she walked on the water without any feet. With me Torinian, with me Torinian, with me Torinian, Urinian. And when at Balaclava we landed quite sound, cold, wet and hungry we lay on the ground. And next morning for action the bugle did call, and we had a hot breakfast of powder and ball. With me Torinian, with me Torinian, with me Torinian, Urinian. Fate we fought at the Alma likewise in Kerman, and the Russians they whaled us down on the Redan. And in scaling the wall there myself lost an eye, and a big Russian bullet ran away with me thigh. With me Torinian, with me Torinian, with me Torinian, Urinian. And it's there that I lay stretched on the cold ground, while heads, legs and guts and they were scattered all around. And I wish that me man, me cleavings were nigh, so they'd bury me decent and give a loud cry. With me Torinian, with me Torinian, with me Torinian, Urinian. And it's oft times I thought of me name and me home, and the days that I spent cutting turf off Muireann. With the bugle so loud and the bullet so hot, I lay down in the ditch, lads, for fear I'd be shot. With me Torinian, with me Torinian, with me Torinian, Urinian. But they called for a doctor and he soon staunched the blood, and he gave me an elegant leg made of wood. Then they gave me a medal and 3 pence a day, so contented with Sheila I live on half pay. Altogether. With me Torinian, with me Torinian, with me Torinian, Urinian. With me Torinian, with me Torinian, with me Torinian, Well, there we are, folks. Like I say, it can only go upwards from here. Thank you so much for being with us. If you didn't get to sing, please, at the next session, make me aware of this and we'll get a song from you. But in the meantime, Slán agus Ihawa.